this is Diet Coke. And a lot of people enjoy Diet Coke. Well, a lot of people also seem to be enjoying Diet Coke mixed with protein powder. And this, they say, is actually an interesting combination when it comes to your post-workout drink. Diet Coke mixed with protein powder. What do you think about it? Would you try this? I will not.
Have you ever tried Diet Coke with a protein shake? I haven't either. Let's try it. This is the best sound in the world.
Now, when it comes to the trending combination of protein shakes and Diet Coke, experts have shared their thoughts and the consensus is not overly optimistic.
Top it off. Let's give it a go.
So these all contain carbonated drinks. These basically carbon dioxide gas, which generally creates bloating and discomfort. And plus these also contain protein additives, which is sensitive to maximum people. So that's why it's creating bloating and abdominal discomfort. Plus it's also contain artificial sweeteners, which are not easily digestible by the abdomen. So these are the reasons it's creating more of gastric and discomfort and bloating kind of symptoms.
The combination does not enhance the nutritional value of protein shakes.
All the carbonated drinks that contain a more amount of carbon dioxide gas and more of empty calories rather than other vitamins, minerals, protein, which is the important aspects of the body to work properly. So they are lacking behind in these things. So empty calories can only give you additional weight gain or bloating or gut. It also affects the gut microbiota, which will create a constipation and other gastric issues.
To avoid bloating and for better nutrient absorption, this isn't something that most nutritionists would recommend, would they? I mean, at the end of the day, this is empty sugar. And if it is Diet Coke, it's not even empty sugar, it's aspartame, which anyway is considered not very good for health. So a carbonated drink, which has got just no nutrients, along with protein powder, this combination could lead to problems. And that's the reason why many nutritionists would say that if you have to take protein powder, it has to be with the tried and tested methods. Like, for example, either water or milk, whatever you prefer. But certainly not this protein Diet Coke combination. There's been an alarming increase in childhood myopia in India. Figures and trends tend to indicate that we are going in the direction of an epidemic when it comes to kids between the ages of 5 to 15 getting affected by nearsightedness. Of course, gadgets and excessive consumption of media is a reason, but there are other factors as well. The good news, though, is that early signs can be picked up by parents. If you are a parent and you're concerned about the well-being of your child, this report on myopia is for you. Digital detox has been a big buzzword, and all the more so for 2025, where the world will be coming up with new ways and means to get themselves and their kids off media. Why so? Yes, the focus will be on mental health and working on dealing with addiction and anxiety. But also, this has got to do with another mounting problem, that of childhood myopia. Myopia or nearsightedness is becoming an increasing concern in India, particularly among kids. A recent study titled Time Trends on the Prevalence of Myopia in India, a prediction model for 2050, highlights this growing issue, showing a dramatic rise in the prevalence of myopia among urban children between the ages of 5 to 15. The rate has surged from 4.44% in 1999 to 21.15% in 2019, indicating a significant shift in eye health trends over the past 2 decades. At this rate, 31.8% of kids in India will develop myopia by the year 2030, over 40% by 2040, and a concerning 48.14% by 2015. If this trend continues, the generational impact, a condition that typically persists for life, will drive up overall rates across all ages by over 10% over the next 3 decades.
Myopia or nearsightedness, which is the requirement for glasses for seeing far, have increased a lot in the last decade. The numbers have actually doubled. And this is related a lot to the near activities that people are doing, to the COVID pandemic that made us all get indoors, to the increasing level of pollution, which is again keeping the children indoors, not allowing them to see far. And so this is why we have seen such an increase in myopia in the last decade. In fact, today, 1 in every 10 child in the age group of 5 to 15 is having glasses.
The COVID-19 pandemic has also worsened this crisis.
Screens offer a continuous stream of stimulation that can be difficult for people, especially children, to ignore. Screens, whether of mobile, tablet, computer, are a window to see the world. Since children are seekers of information circulating around us, they conveniently get addicted to the computer screens.
Experts say regular eye checkups are an absolute must.
So the risk factors for myopia in a child at a young age and why you should suspect myopia is primarily, based on if the parents have myopia. Both the parents have myopia, very high risk. If other sibling has a myopia, if the child was premature, low birth weight, child was doing a lot of near activity from early on, child is reluctant to do, far activity, go out and play. All these could be risk factors and symptoms that, the child requires an eye checkup.
Experts also say it's imperative to get kids outdoors. Time in nature is essential.
Myopia research has identified dopamine in the retina as a key neurotransmitter which is involved in signaling cascade that regulates refractive development and ocular growth of the eye. Exposure to natural light, sunlight, during the outdoor activities is believed to trigger increased dopamine release in the retina. This surge in dopamine activity could help regulate eye growth and counteract the effects of near work.
For relaxing your eye muscles and reducing the strain on your eyes, eye doctors nowadays recommend the 20-20-20 rule. So what is the 20-20-20 rule? Essentially, when you're looking at your gadget for 20 minutes, what you can do after 20 minutes is that you look away and you look at an object which is 20 feet away. For 20 seconds, you hold that look. Essentially, this is the 20 minutes of gadget use. 20 feet away, you look at an object and you hold that look for 20 seconds. This is the simple 20-20-20 rule. Doctors say, by following this and more so nowadays, given that we are all hooked to our gadgets, we will be doing our eyes a favor.
Screen has become a major factor in development of myopia. It is important for children to have a regulated screen time. As parents and guardians and teachers at home and at school, we have to ensure that children have a regulated screen time. Not more than 20 minutes at a stretch and ideally not more than an hour or an hour and a half in a day. And that also on activities which are not very fast moving on the screen.
Doctors also warn, saying that early signs can be picked up.
If your child seems to be rubbing his eyes very often, squinting like that in trying to see the blackboard, having difficulty in copying numbers or alphabets from the blackboard, repeatedly having watering of eyes, eye infections, these could all be symptoms and signs of myopia, and get your child checked up.
Lifestyle changes are also important.
We should encourage our children to do outdoor activities in sunlight and reduce the screen exposure to ensure your child's eye health is protected. By taking these steps, we can prevent the growing myopia crisis and safeguard our children.
Inadequate nutrition is also a reason behind rising cases of short-sightedness in children.
Diet plays an important role in eye health. There is no direct correlation between diet and myopia, but we know that a healthy diet is very important for healthy eyesight. So we have to have a diet rich in vitamin A, C, E, certain micronutrients. So green leafy vegetables, carrots, beetroot, papaya, almonds, walnuts, amla, all these factors are helpful to improve the child's eye health. We want to avoid children eating processed foods. When children eat a lot of processed foods, they do not get the micronutrients and vitamins that they need for their eyesight, and therefore they end up with deficiencies.
That brings us to the end of this edition of Health 360. We hope you enjoyed watching the show as much as we did, putting it together for you. We also hope you found it informative. You can find all of Health 360's reports up on our website. That's indiatoday.in. You can also download the app. Also, our social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, X, that is Twitter, and Facebook carries these reports as well. The hashtag is Health 360 or Health 360 Plus. Do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for watching. Take very good care of yourself.